Hello, everyone. Just doing a little check-in. Everyone can hear me okay? Happy Monday. How's everyone feeling? Ooh, I like that thumbs up. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's awesome. All right. I think we'll get started. Oh yeah, happy Family Day for anybody that is tuning in from Canada. A nice day off, a nice break. I hope everyone got to enjoy it. All right. Good stuff. Yeah, I sometimes forget about certain holidays, just not being in Canada. But Family Day is a great one. I'm so glad they brought that in maybe like 10 years ago. I remember it coming in. Um, all right, so let's get started. I okay. So just a little recap from last week. We were really focused on the energy centers. So we went right from your first energy center up to the seventh energy center. So from the base of the spine, essentially all the way up to the crown of the head. We talked about how each energy center has its own kind of like brain. It has its own set of systems with all those neural networks. So everything kind of bridges or gaps together at those centers. So whenever we're, stressed, tired, and we have lots going on, then those signals start to misfire. And of course, that's when those areas start to weaken and we can start to see illness. Um, of course, like stress and weakened immune, there's, lots of things can go wrong when we're feeling imbalanced in the energy centers. So did anybody get an opportunity to do an energy center meditation, focus on any of the centers? Did you feel any clearing in any areas? Because I know at the beginning of the class we kind of checked in to see how we were feeling, and then we did that beautiful meditation at the end. So does anybody want to share their experience from last week, how they felt? And feel free if you want to jump on the mic, that's all good. That would be great.
Yeah, I'd rather do the mic than type because I type all day. I did a few meditation. I do find more like my root chakra that
Hmm.
I need to be like grounded more. So that's what I'm trying to work on, the first one, and then I'll move up eventually.
Right. I love that. So good. And even just being aware, like when you're aware where you're feeling it the most, that's like the first step, right? Of working with that energy center is just feeling, no, noticing it and witnessing what's happening in that center. Thanks for sharing, Yolande. Anyone else want to share? I'm waiting for someone to tell me something like, I always love the synchronicity type things that happen. That's like one of my favorite things when people you start to get really connected. Um, then you're like, oh, I can't believe that happened. I was just thinking of that, and then it happened. Anyone else? Um, I thought maybe we could just do a little check-in with the energy centers, and then I'll re-ask the question. So, why don't we all just take a moment, take a deep breath in. We can start to close our eyes, especially if we've had a busy day. If we maybe didn't have the day off, we'll take an inhale through the nose, a nice full sigh through the mouth. So let's take one more breath, just like that. Full breath in through the nose. And we can sigh. And then just starting to bring your awareness to the first energy center at your root, the base of the spine. Notice if you feel tension and just witness what's happening. Let's take a breath there. We'll breathe in And out, allow it to relax. Bringing our awareness into the second energy center, so just below the belly button or the navel. And we'll breathe into that space, noticing, witnessing. Notice what you feel. Then breathe out, allowing it to relax. Bringing the attention up to the third energy center, just below the diaphragm. Breathing in, allow it to expand. And then as you exhale, allow it to relax. Still witnessing. And then we'll do the same with the heart center. Take a deep breath into the heart. Feel the heart expanding. Notice any tension, anything you're holding on to or carrying. Let it soften. And bringing your awareness to your throat, your fifth energy center. Breathe in. Allow the throat to feel spacious. And breathe out. Take a full breath in, breathing up to that sixth energy center in the back of the head. Maybe if the mind's been feeling crowded, just letting it go. And then lastly, take a full breath in, bringing that awareness to the crown of the head, the top of the head. Any tension, anything happening, just witnessing. And don't feel like you have to label anything. You can just notice without diving deep into it. And let's take one more full breath in, connecting all of the energy centers as one. So deep breath in, coming from the root all the way up to the crown of the head. And then exhale, let it go. And then slowly, you can start to open your eyes. Just coming back to this space, back to this moment. All right. How did that feel for everyone? Did anybody notice maybe if they can remember how the energy centers felt last week? Did it feel any different? Are we I guess like able to really feel and notice calmer? Great. I love to hear that. Good job, Jackie. Awesome. Felt as though I could target each chakra this week. Yes, and isolate the area. Amazing. Yeah, it really makes a difference when you can really go to that center and you feel it and you can embody that, and then you're able to work with it. So good. Mm. I've had a hard time feeling much these past 2 weeks. Yeah, that definitely can happen. And I would say I'm always reminded of how meditation is very humbling. Because every day you come to your meditation almost as a different person. You've lived a different day every time you sit down to meditate. So don't ever let that I guess distract you from the practice of meditation, because the more it is just a practice, right? You get stronger in your meditation every time you close your eyes, essentially. So you just got to keep tuning into the gratitude, tuning into love. And then eventually you will have that light bulb moment and you'll like have that breakthrough. But it definitely can take time. Awesome. We're gonna take it, I would say, pretty chill today. I missed a couple days meditating this week and really noticed a difference. Yeah, me too, Jackie. If I miss like one day, I'm like, I need to get back. I need to close my eyes, for sure. And I think that's, I always say like, why would you stop meditating when it makes you feel this good? Like it really changes so much for me. And I hope that after these workshops and all these fun Monday nights that you guys feel the same way. It's like, why would I not give myself this gift of just like calming and soothing the mind, the body? Hmm. So we're going to work a little bit more on that tonight. We're going to be focused on breath work. So let me just get up my little presentation. Just give me one second. I'll share my screen. And thank you everyone for sharing. All right. Can see my screen okay? Just want to make sure I can still see our chat. Perfect. Okay. Sorry. Just feel that over. Okay, so tonight we're going to be focused on, like as I said, breath work. Um, is anybody familiar with breath work? Have we done breath work? Yes? Okay, perfect. A bit. Sure. I feel like it's, starting to be pretty mainstream. It's all the cool kids are doing breath work now, so we're going to be those cool kids tonight. Yeah, sometimes the dizziness, I'm just seeing Claudia's, I've done a guided one and it got a little dizzy for sure. We're going to work on some different breath techniques tonight, and sometimes it can draw a lot of energy into your brain. Um, that can happen. Or if you're doing a type of breath where you're actually holding the breath, that can make you a little bit dizzy. So you just kind of want to see what feels best for you. The box breath and 748. Yes, we're going to do the box breath tonight, and we're going to be doing deep ex or extended exhale breathing. So that's very similar to what Jackie's saying, the box breath and 748. Um, so for anyone that's new to breath work, basically it's breathing, but with an intention. And, everything we're doing in these workshops is super intentional. Um, so typically our breath just runs on autopilot, but with breath work, again, we just kind of take a little bit of control over that breathing. And of course, breathing is like one of the only functions in the body that it can be both automatic and voluntary. So it kind of gives us a little bit of advantage, because then we can shift the breath and then we can start to directly influence how we feel. So that's why we can use it in meditation because it becomes our anchor. No matter what, the breath is always going to be there. Your mind will wander, the music will change, the dogs will bark. Everything is just flowing through life except the breath. The breath is always there for you. So I want you to think about the breath first and foremost as your anchor. You can always come back to it, especially when the mind wanders. For anybody who has a busy mind, guilty. Um, so in your meditation, I want you to, especially in the beginning, to really use your breath as that returning point. If in yoga they always say, okay, come back to child's pose. In meditation, I want you to come back to your breath. So as soon as you start to notice, and again, because meditation is humbling, our mind is going to wander. Like never, never beat yourself up over it. I know we talked about this the first night. Your mind wandering is so normal, but the more we can be like, no, sit and stay. Like we're training that puppy, sit and stay, come back to the breath. Breathe in and breathe out. The mind starts to wander. No, sit and stay. Training that puppy. Your mind is that puppy. Take a deep breath. It brings you right back. That makes sense for everyone. So we're anchored in our breath. All right. So why does breath work matter in meditation? Well, if you can think about when you're stressed, your breath becomes really shallow. You can start to breathe really fast. But when the breath is calm, or when we're calm, the breath becomes slow and steady. So you can kind of think about those times when you're maybe frightened or something happens, and your breathing really starts to speed up. So again, that's starting to send those stress signals, those stress hormones. And sometimes if our breath is throughout the day just kind of erratic like that, then again, we're sending those stress signals and we're signaling those stress genes. So we want to do the exact opposite so our body can come into that nice harmonious state. So if we start to intentionally slow the breath, it starts to stimulate the vagus nerve, and then the body starts to receive those signals that it's safe. So in doing that, it's going to reduce cortisol, so it reduces that stress level. It's going to lower the heart rate, and of course, it's going to quiet the mind. So that's why with breath work, and that's what we're going to do tonight, we're actually going to use the breath work or breath, we're going to use breath work as the entry point into our meditation. So instead of just jumping right into a meditation, we're going to do some breath work. So I want you to think about it as kind of like this way to prepare the nervous system, like again, sending those signals. It's all about using the mind to send those signals, which we saw in previous weeks when we were talking about slowing down the brain waves. And then, as we know from the research, that when we're in the alpha and theta states of those brain waves, that's when we're able to go deeper into meditation. And that's where the change and that's where the healing happens. So, again, it's just kind of like, the cherry on top of your meditation. It's like setting you up for success. So that's how I want you to think about breath work, because some people are like, I don't like it. I know when I first started doing it, when I was doing my training in India, they're a little more forthcoming in their personality, I would say. And my teacher was just like, "You're so bad at it. You're terrible at breath work." I'm like, I was really new to it. And then it made me not really like it. I guess just thinking like, oh, I'm not good at this, but they're just a little more, like I said, a little more forward in their teachings. But as I realized the benefits and started to feel the benefits of it, I'm like, okay, now I see why this is a part of what we're doing. Um, does anyone have any questions on that? Kind of like why we would do breath work, and then we'll get into some of these techniques. All right, everyone ready to try breath work? How are you bad at it? Oh my gosh. I mean, it was so long ago. I think he could just kind of always see me maybe not doing it right. I don't know, like maybe not breathing deep enough. Um, Yeah, I'm kind of wondering why he would say that. But I guess that's probably what it was. Like yeah, maybe that's a good, I'm going to think about that. I must have blocked it out of my mind. No, so for breath work, it's just as if you're doing meditation. You want to sit up nice and tall. You can have your blindfold on because if again, you can either be listening to something that's guiding you, or you can do it on your own. If you don't, you can have music. You don't have to have music. But I don't want anyone to think they're bad at breath work because again, this is a practice. Um, Maybe I was bad at it, but I'm the only person in the world that was bad at it. So that's how I want you to go into this. Um, he could probably like see my eyes opening or something. But so today we're gonna practice belly breathing first. So what we're gonna do is I just want you to place your hand on your second energy center, so just below your belly button. Okay, so this is really like the foundational breathing technique and the one that's just going to feel more natural to you. So, what we'll do is we're going to inhale, and I made a little diagram here. So, you're going to inhale through the nose for the count of 4, and then you're going to go right into that exhale for the count of 6. So, I always like to think about breathing or a breathing technique that's similar to this one, kind of like a circle, like the inhale and the exhale are married together. you almost can't tell where they're separate. So I want you to think about that. As soon as you come to the top of the inhale, you start that exhale. So it's like this beautiful flow where over time, we're retraining our mind to actually start to breathe like this. So really slowing down that nervous system. So in this breath in particular, where we're going to be breathing into the belly, especially the lower part of the belly, it helps us to send those signals, those relaxation signals to the nervous system. And again, we calm that vagus nerve. It gets us out of that fight or flight mode. And as we have talked in the last 2 weeks, when we're in that fight or flight mode, is that the time to heal? You know, when we're confronted with a lion in the jungle, no, fight or flight response is there. And if we're stuck in that stress mode, we're busy and our minds are going all day, we're in that fight or flight all day. So that is the run and hide, not the, you know, not the time to heal, right? So that's why these breathing techniques can really help us to get into that meditative state. So for this one, we're going to breathe in for the count of 4, and we're going to go right to that exhale for the count of 6. Everyone ready to try it? For these ones, you're going to breathe in and out through your nose. If you struggle to breathe out through your nose, you can breathe out through your mouth, but it targets your vagus nerve a little bit better when you're doing from your nose. So in and out through your nose, okay? Does that work for everyone? Ready to try it? So we'll just do a couple of minutes of this one. So we'll just close our eyes. Just allow yourself to feel grounded. Allow yourself to feel calm. Then let's start with that inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. And then as you exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale and exhale. We inhale and we exhale. Inhale, really breathing into the low belly. Feel it expand. And then as you exhale, 5, 4, 3, allowing it to relax. 2, 1. We inhale and we exhale. So taking 3 more breaths just like that at your own pace. Last cycle of breath, breathing in and breathing out. And gently start to open your eyes, just taking some small movements. How was that one? So the emphasis on the exhale is really to slow everything down. And typically, when you think about your breath, we only ever think about the inhale. So that exhale is really slowing down that nervous system, really calming down. And if you can think about that really long, deep exhale, there's a little vibration to it that is kind of, I would say like awakening the nervous system or the vagus nerve, and that's connected to the nervous system as well. How did everyone feel after that one? Do you like that one? I think that's a pretty good one um, to start with. Feeling relaxed? Okay. And even, when you're out and about in the day and, something starts to come into your mind, just a few minutes of breath work and it's, whatever is happening, it can kind of seem not as scary, not as big. It won't feel as heavy in the physical body either. So just know you have this tool now. This is in your toolbox. So use it whenever you need it, and especially before you meditate. All right, ready? Are we ready to try the next one? No, this was the one that Jackie said she was familiar with. And I will say this one is my favorite because I really like the visualization of the box. I know the last one you can visualize like something circular. This one is has a little more depth to it. So this is the box breathing. This one you're going to inhale for 4 counts, just like we were doing. We're going to hold for 4 counts. Then we're going to exhale for 4 counts. We're going to hold that exhale. So you're going to restrict the breath for 4 counts, and then you'll start that inhale. Okay. So that hold, it builds the awareness and control and can help train the brain for concentration. So just think about, you're breathing in and then you're holding that breath, and it really helps with that concentration. And I know with the last one, it can also draw in energy. So just like Claudia was mentioning about being dizzy, with the holding, it starts to generate a lot of energy into the brain. And you know what happens when we start to draw in energy, it starts to signal those genes. So that's why it's nice to go into breath work. Your intention's already set. You go into the breath work, you start to signal those new genes, you start to feel those emotions, and then you start to breathe. And then, of course, you can visualize the box as well. You can visualize. So as you're inhaling, you're going across. This is how I like to visualize it. I'm going across the top of the box. I'm holding the breath. I'm going down the side of the box. I'm exhaling the bottom and then holding it for 4 until I make my way back. So this one's really good for bringing us into the present moment as well. It's good to do like at any point in time during the day if you need just a minute or two. Um, to settle into something, to bring yourself back. This one all through the nose, yes. Sorry, I think I missed some of the chat. Okay. Yes, the holding. And by all means, um, I'm just a guide. If you're feeling you don't want to hold it for the 4 counts, by all means, if 2 counts works, if no counts, if you don't want to hold it, it's all good. But we're just going to be aware of our breath. Does that work? All right, we're ready to try this one. Box breathing. Let's do it, Goldies. So we'll just start by closing the eyes. Let's settle back in. And I hope everyone's already feeling nice and relaxed. And let's just deepen that sensation. Maybe offer yourself another 10%, 15% of relaxation to feel completely at ease. So we'll try that box breath. We're going to build that concentration. We're going to give ourselves some mental clarity. We're going to draw in that energy into the brain. So we'll take an inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 3, two, one. We'll hold. Four, three, two, one. And inhale. We'll hold. Exhale. Hold. We inhale. We hold. Exhale. We hold. Inhale. Deep breath in. Hold that breath. Feel that energy building. And then exhale. Let it go softly. Full exhale and then hold for one, two, three, four. We inhale. Two, three, four. We hold. We exhale. We hold. We inhale. Taking 3 more rounds just like that. Your own time, your own count, your own pace. We breathe deeply and we hold that breath with intention. All right. Taking a moment to come back. Just being aware of how you feel. Just remember this is just a practice. There's no right or wrong way. How'd everyone feel after that one? Which one do we like so far? One or two? Two. Think I like two better also. The second one, yeah. I personally love to visualize that box. I don't know if anybody else was visualizing or seeing it or kind of seeing how your breath could move along that box. Yeah, I agree. So the first one definitely is more relaxing, which is great. And then the second one is more mindful. So in the meditation that we've been talking more so about, drawing an intention, healing the body, healing the mind. The second one is really nice for that because it doesn't like make us completely drift off. We still want to be aware in our meditation, but we're going into like different brain waves to become aware. So this one really is going to help that. I like the last one. I feel so calm. Yeah, I love that. All right, so we have one more before we get into our meditation for this evening. Just go to the app. So this one, it's similar to the first one, but we're not going to be solely focused on breathing into the belly. You can think about breathing into the heart center. You can think about breathing into an area of the body that needs that the most, that love. Um, so this one is an elongated exhale, so deep, deep, deep relaxation. So the inhale and the exhale are married just like the first one, but the inhale is 4 counts and the exhale is 8 counts. So again, like Alyssa had mentioned or asked about, why the elongated exhale? Why is that? It really is all about activating that parasympathetic nervous system, that vagus nerve. It pulls us out of that fight or flight mode, and it gets us into that rest and digest state. So we shift away from fighting tigers and we get into that relaxed state. And again, we can never heal. The body won't heal when we're in that stressed environment. So for anybody that maybe struggles with anxiety or we have a lot of racing thoughts, then this one is super, super effective. Um, and this is a good one to do like before bed, or if you're feeling super stressed, or if you have a lot of tension in the body, then this is a really great one to go for. So who's ready to try this one? Are we ready? You guys are gonna all be sleeping on me here before we even get to the meditation. All right, so we'll close our eyes. We'll take a deep breath in, full breath out. All right, we'll take an inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe it in, 2, 3, 4, and breathe out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, breathe out. We inhale, finding the rhythm that works best for you, and we exhale. So if that 8 count is feeling too long for you, or maybe you're wanting more, switch it to 6 or take it to 9. We breathe it in and we breathe out. Let's take a few more rounds, noticing what feels best for you this evening. And last one. All right. You can slowly open your eyes. How are we feeling? I guess my question would be, do you find your mind wanders as much when you do the breath work? Do you feel like you really can focus? You get a little more clarity? Or maybe something comes to you. Maybe there's, something that you've been struggling with and you get an answer. Not sure. Yeah, I'm focused. Do you think? Well, yeah, that's the trick, right? We use the counting. Okay, on the last one. Interesting. Okay. We're all so different. It's good. It's funny because, and that's why I think it's nice that there's so many options for the breath work that you just pick the one that you actually felt, that gave you the best benefit. And then you might feel like you want to try a different one depending on what's coming with you, what's following you from your day into that meditation. So we've all had that, like I mentioned, we all have had a different day. So maybe we're all needing something different, right? Yeah, it definitely can help with your sleep. It's like counting sheep. I know if I'm having a hard time falling asleep, I'll do this one, and especially the counting. And I'll take that 4 count breath in, and I don't even think I make it past like six when I'm counting out. Like eight, seven, and asleep. It just, I don't know, puts me into a trance. But if I'm sitting up, maybe not so much. I think drawing in the energy is usually what I'm really focused on when I'm sitting up. Yeah. So if anyone has trouble sleeping, maybe they want to try this one before bed. But I'm sure you'll be nice and relaxed tonight anyway, after all of our fun. All right. Well, thank you everyone for trying those. Um, so how to use breathwork in meditation. So give yourself like an extra 2 or 3 minutes of breath work before you start your meditation, or maybe just take 2 or 3 minutes out of your day to focus on it. Maybe do it in the morning, or maybe you do it in the evening. And then choose the technique that works best for you. So that the elongated breath, that's the one that we just did, that's really calming. The box breathing, that's more for focus. So really good before your meditation, especially if you're going into your meditation not for let's say sleep or relaxation. You're going in there to create, to heal, to manifest whatever it is that you want. Um, like the energy centers, like you want to be somewhat focused. You don't want to be like so relaxed that your mind, you're already off. Um, is you want to be able to send energy and be focused on those energy centers. So that would be a great one to do before, let's say, doing some energy work or along the energy centers. And then the belly one is really grounding. So maybe along that might be a nice one for you. So if anybody felt more so that the third energy centers were feeling a little stuck last week, then maybe that's the type of breathing you focus on. So you can pull yourself up out of those fight or flight energy centers and pull yourself up into like the heart center and get everything flowing. And then before you start your meditation, just let your breath come back to normal. Because if you're doing the guided ones, if you're following along some of like let's say like something like what we're going to do today, then you when we just let our breath be like go in a natural rhythm, it's just going to follow suit with that meditation. So it's already going to be nice and calm when you go into the meditation, and because your breath is just automatic, you'll just go into a nice natural rhythm with it anyway. So when we breathe, then we start to find some stillness. What do we think? We're feeling good, ready to do some meditation? All right, let's do it, Goldies. All right, I'm gonna stop the presentation. So just take a minute if everyone wants to get set up. Eye shades, blanket, pillow. Mm. Change my mic over. All right. Is the music okay for everyone? Can you hear the music? Okay, perfect. All right. All right. So just finding that comfortable seated position. Allow your spine to be tall, but not rigid. And start to relax your shoulders. Relax your hands, your arms. And closing your eyes. Just taking a deep breath in. And then letting it go. Gently bringing one hand to your belly, your low belly. Finding that belly breathing. And we'll inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, letting the belly rise and fill as you inhale, and then letting it fall as you exhale. And breathe in 2, 3, 4, and exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. And really lengthening that exhale. Inhale, feel that you're creating space. And as you exhale, you're signaling safety to your nervous system. Inhale, creating that space, and exhale, feeling safe. With every breath out, softening your jaw, relaxing your shoulders, and clench your hands. One more deep breath in for 4, and a long, steady exhale for 6. And just allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Allow your awareness to move through your body. Notice your forehead. Allow the eyes to soften. Relax your cheeks and let the tongue fall from the roof of the mouth. Allow your shoulders to feel heavy. Your chest rising and falling. Allowing your belly to feel soft. Notice your hips grounding into the chair, your legs relaxed, your feet supported. And if thoughts arise, remember that it's okay. Simply just noticing them and return to the breath. Return to the inhale and exhale. Allowing yourself to feel calm, but ready to ask yourself gently, what do I want to invite into my life right now? Not what you think you should want, but what your heart genuinely longs for. Maybe it's peace, confidence, clarity, courage, trust, abundance, health, or joy. Allow one word or phrase to rise naturally. Don't force it. Just notice it. Just allow it to feel simple, clear, and true. And we start to embody that quality. What if it were already part of your daily experience? How does it feel in your body? Feel it throughout the entire body. Imagine that this intention is not in the future, but it's here now. Notice the feeling. And start to amplify that feeling. Breathing in and breathe out. As you inhale, feel that emotion drawing inwards. And as you exhale, feel it spreading throughout your entire body. Inhale the feeling. Exhale and let it circulate. See it filling your chest, your belly, your arms, your legs. Let it move beyond your body. Let it surround you. Let it imprint into your nervous system. and allow yourself to feel aligned. Gently bringing your awareness back to your breath. Notice how you feel. And silently say to yourself, I trust the process. Take one deep inhale and a long grounding exhale. One more just like that. Full breath in. Starting to come back into this moment. Coming back into a new body that feels aligned, that's at peace, that is completely relaxed. You can start to open the eyes. Take any movements that feel supportive to you this evening. All right, how are we feeling now, everyone? We did a lot. 4 rounds of breath work tonight. 4 rounds. Awesome. That felt good. Very relaxed. Amazing. Perfect. So next week, the focus is going to be on sleep. So we're going to be doing. I can go straight to bed. Yeah, you can totally can. We're gonna do nidra meditation. So a lot more like body scanning and going directly to where we're holding tension. So that's going to be the focus. I'm very excited to share that for our final one, which will be on March 4th, I believe, on Monday night. We're actually going to have a guest speaker, a dear friend, Greg. I met him through the meditation community. He lives in Calgary and he leads life with an open heart. And that's exactly what I wanted him to come on and share with all of you. He's had some major health recovery with meditation, and he's just overall an amazing, amazing person. So definitely looking forward to having him. He's really excited. So I hope everyone will join. Next week will be on sleep. So you guys will be sleeping like babies next week. And then the week after that will be a nice, it'll be our last one the week after that. So I wanted to make sure we had a going out with on a high with our friend Greg joining us. So Wednesday night, I am hosting an abundance manifesting workshop. So I think sometimes abundance people can always just assume it's money, but it's not just that. Of course, you can manifest abundance in your life if that's what you're looking for. But there's so many other things that maybe we want to call in. So if anybody is feeling like they're living in lack, like maybe just not enough of something, or if we're comparing ourselves to other people and it makes us feel like we don't have enough, or we don't feel supported, or we don't feel heard, that can be something that we can transform, and then just kind of rewire the mind and start working to call in that abundance. So it's going to be so fun. I have it pretty much all ready to go. Um, so I'm super excited. If anybody wants to sign up for it, it's Wednesday night. It's an hour and a half. So we're going to be doing some meditation, but we're also going to be doing a little bit of like, there's going to be like a little bit of work to do it in, like a little bit of workbook, I guess. We're going to have a little workbook to work through. That's a lot of words. But if you guys want to join, you can get 20% off that, just for this group if you use the promo code Goldie. So it's gonna just be somewhat similar to what we've been doing, but we're just gonna take it to the next level, and we're really gonna focus on what we want to call in, on the abundance side. And then also the meditation that we did tonight, I have another one that's a little bit longer on the website that includes breath work and calling in an intention. That one's on the website. It's under meditation. So definitely check that out on our website. So the workshop's there, and then the meditation is available also. And Alyssa, I haven't. And yes, sorry, Alyssa, all of the workshops that I'm going to be doing, there is going to be a replay option. So if you can't make it Wednesday night, by all means, I would love for you to sign up and then watch it whenever you can. I'll also, in the email, send out a PDF of kind of the things that we'll be working on as far as like the workbook, so you won't miss a thing. That's for sure if you can't make it Wednesday night. So super excited to have anybody that joins. And if anyone has any more questions on that specific workshop or any of the workshops, definitely let me know, or the meditations. So yeah, so thank you all so much. Thank you for participating. I love when people get in there and type and tell me how things are going for you. And feel free, if you have something that happens throughout the week, before we get to see each other on Monday, then let me know. I'm all ears. I love hearing about all of this stuff. So yeah, an hour flies by, right? And as you have learned now through week one, we understand why time passes so fast, because our perception of time is different when we're in different brain states. So when we're in that alpha and theta, you know, it an hour will feel like 10 minutes. So that's good stuff. That see, we're already we're already advanced meditators now. We're getting into those deep brain waves. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I hope everyone has a beautiful evening. I hopefully will see all of you guys on Wednesday. Look at us, two nights in 1 week. If not, I'll see you the following week. So take care, and I will send out the replay also by tomorrow. So if you want to rewatch this or listen to the meditation, that'll be in the next email I send out. All right. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye.